So that's where I am right now. He says, I woke up this morning feeling really, really unoriginal, so I decided to do a challenge video. And one that I've seen going around is the whole look using every single shadow in the palette challenge. And I'm going to do that with my best friend here, my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I'm gonna use her for this challenge. I'm excited. I like her. Earlier, I was drafting some ideas for what to do. So let's give the old college try. The old post-grad try. I'm gonna start with a layer of Sir, I'm creating content right now. Now is not the time. I'm gonna start with a layer of primer, and I'm gonna use some concealer for that. And I've got a new to me concealer, the ABH Cosmetics Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. I have the shade 117. If I sound a little bit weak today, a little bit waifish, it's because my hell body decided to get myself sick again. So there's that. I don't think I'm gonna get to the same bike horn goose hybrid I got last time, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my little winter declutter from a couple months back. I truly sound like a sentient cigarette in that. It's real sexy. So I think what I'm gonna do is set down a transition up along my kind of crease orbital bone here. I'm gonna use golden ochre, raw sienna, burnt orange, and warm taupe. Golden, orange, raw sienna, blend it into raw sienna. And I'm actually gonna kind of cover it a little bit with raw sienna because I feel like golden ochre is a little bit too light for my skin. Then burnt orange. That's a little bit more my speed. And then to finish off the transition, I'm going to kind of darken it up with some warm taupe at the edge and kind of swing it out in a little bit of a soft wing shape. But just kind of sweep her up slightly and then blend her into the oranges, just to kind of give the transition a little bit of an ending, so it doesn't just kind of go on forever. I almost want to use like a sharp edge for this, just so I make sure I actually have it as tight as I can. Let's use this little sample packet from Boscia. Thanks, Boscia, not sponsored. They definitely need to be blended a little bit more. Oh, a lot more. So much more. So originally I wanted my crease to look a little bit more neutral than orange, but now that I'm thinking about it, the lid is going to be the kind of warm berry shades that this palette is known for. So it actually, I feel, makes a little bit more sense for there to be some of that warmth along the crease bone as well. Sorry, ran out of oxygen in my lungs real quick. I'm gonna run a little bit of raw sienna where I put golden ochre, not to cover it all the way up. I just feel like it really washes me out. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I'm not great at cutting the crease, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm not gonna use the same BH Cosmetics concealer because this set really fast. Faster than I can work. So I'm gonna go in with an older standard, which is my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Fawn. So far, I am 4 shades in, so I have 10 shades left to use. I've kind of broken it down where my brow bone is gonna have 2 of the shades, my crease is gonna have 4 of the shades, my lid is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the shades. My lower lash line is going to have 4 of them, which I think some of these appear more than once. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Never mind, no they don't. So let's begin. I'm gonna start with Vermeer in the inner corner. Then I'm gonna blend that into Buon Fresco, and then I'm gonna blend that into red ochre right here, which I'm gonna blend into Venetian red, which I'm gonna blend into Love Letter. I'm gonna use a flatter brush for that because I'm less blending and more picking up and placing pigment. I'd set aside all my brushes beforehand, and now I can't find any of them. This is professionalism at work. Is that the right brush? Is this my lip brush or my, that's my lip brush. Damn it. I'm actually not gonna start with Vermeer because I just feel like introducing glitter when I'm gonna put on 4 different matte shades is probably not the best idea. I'm probably gonna finish with Vermeer. So let's start with Buon Fresco. That was Buon Fresco. Now Red Ochre is the next one, if I recall correctly. That's so harsh. Then Venetian Red. And Love Letter to finish it off. Clearly that needs to be diffused a little bit. So I'm going to attempt to find a clean-ish brush and kind of buff all these babies together. But before I do that, I'm probably gonna lay down a little bit more Buon Fresco because clearly that transition needs to be smoother. I like the way that looks. I feel like I covered up all of Red Ochre though, so I'm gonna really try to make that as subtle as I can and blend it into Venetian Red the best I can. All right, I'm going to sharpen up the edge of that line with Love Letter a little bit, kind of follow the same line I set down with Warm Taupe earlier and make it a little bit more graphic. All right. Okay, that's not awful so far, I feel. Natural lighting is always hard because you can't hide anything in natural lighting. There's no like deep shadows to make everything look cinematic. How your makeup looks is how your makeup looks. So far we have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of the shades in this palette. Let's invite my lower lash line to the party. Stacy's really perfect for the lower lash line because she's small, but she's dense and she can really get in between lashes skillfully. I'm gonna start with Cypress Umber right up here. This dark, deep, woodsy, foresty, cool brown. And I'm bringing her up not all the way through that wing that I made with Love Letter, but enough that it looks a little bit more supported at the bottom. And I like to keep this really, really close to the corner of my eye. Next is to go into Antique Bronze. When we first met, I didn't like it. I didn't like wearing it. I thought it didn't show up on my skin. Something changed and I saw her in a new light. Both a little scared, neither one prepared. Antique Bronze and the Beast. Okay, shut up. This is going all the way through the center of the lash line. And I actually like how subtle it is. I don't want my eye to look too closed by using something too dark throughout the entire lower lash line. If I line my lower waterline or my lower lash line with something too dark, I just look like I'm that one picture of Cardi B. Lower lash line gets a hit of Realgar. Tickles my lower lash line. Okay, we are actually almost done. I feel like you can't see any of the shades in my transition because they're the same color as my skin, but they're there. You saw me put them on, so it's not cheating. Anyway, I'm gonna use this same brush and get really close to my lashes and just tight line the living daylights out of them using Cypress Umber. Are you having fun seeing all of the eyebrow hairs I need to pluck? They're happy to see you. Oh, it's so frustrating how my long, luscious Armenian lashes keep getting in my way. So what I'm gonna do now is put on some highlights, beginning with Vermeer in my inner corners. Frick. God. Do you ever sneeze really hard and like your wrist hurts? Am I dying? Like, I'm going to use a shade that I literally don't think I've ever done anything beyond swatching, and that is this shade right up in the corner, Tempera. What am I gonna use this for? I'm gonna use her to highlight my brow bone. She's cute. All right, maybe I should find a use for her. Then I'm gonna top her off with the final shade, which is one of my favorites in the palette. This little gold moment right here, Primavera. I'm gonna finish this off with a lip and some lashes, and we'll discuss, we'll close out, we'll decompress and reflect. So this is my finished look. It's very, very neutral. more so than I thought it was gonna be. I guess mainly because I was drawing it out on watercolor paper, which is, I don't know if you noticed, the tiniest bit paler than I am. So, hey, way to throw off your white palette, sis. So I think it looks pretty. It's kind of the exact look that I go for whenever I wear this palette. I think that this is a fun challenge to do. I kind of want to do it with a bit more challenging of a palette. Like, I don't know, this baby. Or this little angel never gets any shine on my channel. This is the BH Cosmetics and It's My Ray Ray Crabalation palette. I feel like this was a rather simple palette to try this with, but I had fun. If you had fun, before you leave, I would like you to do a quick smidgen of a favor for me. Go ahead and have an amazing day for me. That would be bellissima. All right, thank you for watching. Goodbye.